American Ultra was a movie that I hadn't really heard too much about up until maybe a couple weeks ago. It kind of caught my interest because I was looking into it a little bit more and saw that Max Landis wrote it, who wrote The Chronicle. He's a funny guy, so I had a feeling that this was going to be kind of a good mix of stoner comedy and action movie. So I saw it, and it was about as good as I expected. Jesse Eisenberg plays a stoner who finds out that he's part of a secret government super soldier experiment when an overzealous CIA agent is trying to have him killed. It was entertaining. I had a good time with it. It was good to see Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart back together again. I don't believe they've done anything together since Adventureland, which was a movie that I really thoroughly enjoyed. John Leguizamo was great. He had a small part, and his character was very funny. I had a feeling he wasn't going to be sticking around for too long, and I was right. I liked Kristen Stewart with the fake red hair in this. I'm actually liking her a lot more now in the whole post-Twilight thing. In Twilight, they just made her such an unlikable character, and I thought that that was just the way that she acted, but it turned out that I've seen her in a lot of other stuff since, and I've really grown to like her. I think that she is a good actress. She showed a pretty good amount of range in this, and I like that a lot. Topher Gracie, played a really convincing asshole. You really come to hate him over the course of the film. From the posters and the promotional material, I was afraid that it was going to be like 90 minutes of pot jokes, but aside from some of the drug use in the beginning, there really wasn't a whole lot, which kind of surprised me. I thought it was going to be one of those things where later on in the movie, he'd be like Towley, and he'd have to remember something, and, I can remember it if I got high. Thankfully, they never did that. It was actually more serious than I expected. I thought there was going to be a bit more humor in it. There was some funny moments and a few good laughs, but overall it was more serious than anything. It was kind of sad in a way. What I didn't like about it is something that is unfortunately plaguing a lot of action movies lately, and that's the camera is way too close to the action. Jesse Eisenberg is pulling off these super secret agent moves, and the camera's so close and everything happens so fast that you really don't get a good look at what happened. There's a couple of moments where they did things and they did set them up far enough back, but those were usually the ones that were for comedic purposes, and they were really good. Whenever he was doing like hand-to-hand combat, they always zoomed like way in. I guess probably so that you couldn't tell that it was a stunt guy. I've seen super low-budget movies that have had stuntmen stand-ins, and they pulled the camera back far enough to see the action, and you couldn't tell it wasn't the actor. You kind of have to know how to shoot those things properly. So that was kind of a downer. I did like the violence, though. I thought that they didn't dial back on that. The only negative goes back to the other thing where there was a lot of really violent shit going on, and you couldn't really tell. You'd see the aftermath of it, but usually while it was going on, it just kind of was quick and zoomed in too close. The movie was good. It's not great. It's nothing that you really should rush out to the theater to see. Maybe if you catch a matinee, or if it's a movie you just really want to see for some reason. But for most of you, wait for it to come on video.